Hello everybody, this is Havoc, and welcome to the beginning of a new series of videos where I let you know what's up and coming in the strategy gaming world. I'll be starting out with a broad 2019 overview, and then hopefully breaking it down to monthly videos as the year progresses. 2019 is absolutely packed with strategy games due to release, and as such I'll be dividing these videos down by subgenre so you don't get bored or overwhelmed. I'll ease my way into the series by giving you just 5 of my most anticipated upcoming AAA real-time strategy games to check out. As always, let's dive in. Starting our RTS list is Steel Division 2, under development and being published by Eugen Systems. Steel Division 2 will take us to the Eastern Front of World War II in 1944, as the Soviets began Operation Bagration, the offensive against the Nazis that would lead them all the way to Berlin. The game is looking to push the limits of real-time strategy with over 25 maps, over 600 units, and revamped mechanics to help enhance the gameplay over its predecessor. Steel Division 2 will feature new single-player and co-op campaign modes with multiplayer up to 10v10. The first Steel Division game had a lot of promise but was relatively abandoned by a majority of its players. Between the new grand campaign modes and its massive multiplayer games, you might be looking into hours-long battles, but I think it'll be worth it for those that love extended strategy-styled games. Steel Division has no set release date at the moment, just currently within 2019. Iron Harvest was one of the most successful gaming Kickstarter campaigns of 2018. In development by King Art, Iron Harvest is a post-World War I alternate universe where technology took a different turn, and massive, powerful walking mechs now dominate everyday life. Iron Harvest snagged strategy gamers' attentions with their desire to get back to the hardcore basics of real-time strategy, the original company of heroes being its primary inspiration. Light base building, advanced cover and destruction mechanics, ranked multiplayer, and a promising 3-faction campaign centralizing around hero characters all point towards accomplishing that inspiration. At this time, Iron Harvest is in its second alpha multiplayer stress test, with steady development giving all eyes comfort that the game should reach its projected release date. That release date is currently around December of 2019, so while we can get excited for the game and its progress, it'll be quite a while yet before everyone can truly enjoy the full release. Age of Empires 4 is wrapped up in this list only because I'm hoping we will get a 2019 release. In development by Relic, we have not received any new information about the game beyond its initial trailer back in 2017. Having played the original Age of Empires when you used to buy games in giant boxes in actual stores, a huge chunk of my strategy game experience was built by this series. Nothing is known about the setting, the style, or any other aspect of the game, but I'm still eagerly awaiting an announcement that's been quote-unquote coming soon for several months. The gaming community's biggest concern surrounding AoE 4 is whether Relic can successfully pull off such a legacy game after their poor release of Dawn of War 3. As mentioned, Age of Empires 4 has no release date whatsoever, but fingers crossed they decide that 2019 is the year. Total War 3 Kingdoms is the next historical title in the Total War franchise. With a turn-based campaign and real-time battles, Total War games aren't technically 100% RTS, but I'm choosing to ignore that for this video. Developed by Creative Assembly, 3 Kingdoms is inspired by and will take place during the Romance of the Three Kingdoms time period in China. The success of Total War Warhammer's fantasy elements will bleed into the historical side, as 3 Kingdoms will be the first game in Total War's history to have both a fantasy side, where one man can fight entire armies, and a historical side more in line with traditional Total War games. 3 Kingdoms is looking to set itself apart from all of its predecessors by bringing in a deep, meaningful diplomacy system with an immense focus on characters and their interactions. The relationships between these characters will have a noticeable impact on the campaign map as well as the battlefield, as certain characters might not be so willing to fight someone they respect or admire. While we don't have a ton of information on the game at the moment, there does seem to be some new campaign mechanics and a few reintroduced mechanics from older games that have received a revamp to bring in more strategy to the campaign side of the game. Total War 3 Kingdoms is the first game in this video with an actual release date set to release on March 7, 2019. My most highly anticipated strategy game of 2019 without a doubt has to be Imperator Rome. Being both developed and published by Paradox, Imperator Rome is the next grand strategy game for the developer. A combination of Paradox's previous grand strategy games, Imperator looks to be around 60%ish Europa Universalis, 30%ish Crusader Kings, and around 10%ish Victoria, where you're in charge of your faction and the people within it. This hybrid grand strategy game will let you take up any faction on the map, where you'll then have to manage characters and their skills, build armies to conquer new lands, and strategize trade, population, and governments to bring your faction to greatness. Several content creators recently were invited to an event to play the game, and the videos I've watched have all looked very promising. I suggest you check them out. Imperator will run on an upgraded Clausewitz engine, meaning performance should be much smoother than previous games. The game will support modding right off the bat, and Paradox's renowned DLC business policy will ensure that this game will be supported by both modders and the developers for at least the next 5 to 10 years. Imperator Rome does not have a specific release date, but we can hopefully expect the release to be in Q1 or Q2 of 2019. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, 5 upcoming AAA real-time strategy games to keep on your radar. These 5 games alone are enough to keep you busy in 2019, but there's so many more strategy games I'll let you know about in the near future, so be on the lookout for those. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support the channel beyond just watching and engaging. Let me know what strategy games you're most looking forward to in 2019, and they might just make it on that list. Thank you for watching, this is Havoc, and I'll see you in the next one.